Sometimes in life you wonder if you should laugh or if you should cry. And this is one of those points, okay? There are so many people just absolutely getting owned right now because of skills. Yes, people are having skill issues. We're talking about the highest order of skill issues. Now, if you're not familiar with skills, skills are effectively markdown files that you can feed to your LLM while you're making a prompt, and it should give it extra context to be able to go off and perform whatever task you want it to perform with a higher degree of accuracy. You know, you have some sort of obscure API, you give it all the reasoning behind the API, it'll just use it better. It makes sense, right? But what problems could happen with skills? Like, what could actually go wrong? Well, there's supply chain issues. There's crypto bros. There's skills that find skills and you don't know what you're gonna get. Skills just hallucinate commands that don't exist. And you can even hide malicious commands in HTML comments. So yes, skills have a lot of issues, and so let's run down a few of these. Now, the first one right here, which is probably one of my favorite X articles I have ever read, which is Eating Lobster Souls Part 2, The Supply Chain. Effectively, what happened is this Jameson right here went on and created a beautiful skill on Claude Hub. Now, remember, if you don't know what ClaudeBot is, which was renamed to Moltbot, which was renamed to OpenClaw, it's this like personal assistant that you give all of your keys to your life to, and it goes off and acts on your behalf. Nothing can go wrong there. Don't you worry. Well, it also happens to have a skills hub so that if you wanted to, say, interact with a new service, you can give it the skills to pay those bills. And so what Jameson did, of course, was just simply create a fake skill, call it something he knows that a bunch of bros are gonna get caught with, which was what would Elon do? How Elon Musk would break down problems. I can't believe that got people. Then, abusing one of the endpoints, he made that package appear to be the most downloaded and most popular of all the skills. But luckily, he was nice, and when it executed, it was just like, dude, I could have owned you. What are you doing? Why are you, first off, what is with this, what would Elon do? But second off, why would you just execute random markdown files you have not read? Do you not know the danger of everything here? You gave it the keys to your kingdom to ClaudeBot, which has access to everything. My gosh, I just cannot believe that people are doing this. How did this happen? 2025 was the year of the human intervener. Everything should be ran through a human. Hey, is that code? You review that. Hey, is that a command? You review that. You're going to whitelist the commands you know are good, and you are going to be diligent and vigilant about the commands that aren't good because you are the captain. Not in today's world. You are no longer the captain. You're just going to give it away for free. What is 2026 deal? By the way, I'm also, again, listening to Interstellar. I get so pumped up right now. I'm just so pumped up. But I think that, honestly, this is one of the most clever kind of hacks going on right here, which is Zach right here effectively did this. You can see right here, very, very obvious. And if you go and you look at the raw GitHub, it's very, very obvious. It's right here. But when you look at that skill on his page, it's not there. You don't see the command because, again, Markdown viewers, they're just so good at rendering Markdown, aren't they? They'll even render that HTML for you. Hey, not a problem. Oh, is that a comment? Don't worry, we'll get rid of that. You don't need to see that. Well, guess what? It's hidden in plain sight. You could actually have malicious commands that you will never see because you looked at a skill before downloading it on GitHub. And this just goes to show like how dangerous this world really is. There would be no world where I could just like hand you a little executable file and be like, hey bro, come on, just execute it for me. I just really need it, okay? I'm a little lonely, and if you don't execute it, I'll be sad. You just go, no, I don't want to do that. But now, for whatever reason, it's even worse than kind of like the dangers of NPM and package managers in general. Now it's like, hey, it's no longer you even developing. It's just you handing commands off to an LLM to run on your behalf without ever even knowing what's inside there. But I honestly think one of the most kind of bizarre tangents this entire world went on was this one right here. So again, skills, they're largely developed by LLMs. People that are, skill producers are people that are just like, yo, LLM, tell me how to use Cloudflare, no mistakes. Boom, Cloudflare skill added to my portfolio. Yo, I'm kind of like a skills bro. You got skill issues? Don't you worry, I got your back, okay? I got some skills right here in my coat. And so a lot of these, what ends up happening is that one of them will make some sort of hallucination or some sort of mistake, and then it will just spread through other skills. And this is one of the best stories I have ever read, oh my gosh, which is that agents were spreading a hallucinated NPX command because one of them hallucinated it. Then other skills started using that hallucination as a means to produce more skills. And now at the time of writing this, which was days ago, by the way, 10 days ago, is that 237 skills on GitHub had this imaginary command. And this imaginary command is npx react code shift, which actually just sounds like something that could exist. And then boom, it would give it your source directory. Now this would just simply fail. The agent would move on. Most people didn't even realize this was happening. So the person who saw this all happening, Charlie right here, he decided to create, hey, what if I just create that as something that is available on NPM? And then when people try to execute this fake command, it just goes to me. And guess what? It did. I don't even know what to call this type of, vulnerability. Is this hallucination squatting? Like, what is this? This is just a whole new level of insanity we are reaching. But it just keeps getting worse. It just keeps on happening. There's actually something called find skills that Vercel's always telling you to download. So get this one, okay? This is even better. Vercel, you can just get a skill on skill sh added. All you have to do, add the skill yourself and then download it once and it appears in their official listing. I had is even up there like a decent amount at one point just for fun. And it's not hard to get some views, accrued. And so Vercel always, tells you, what you should do. Hey, you're downloading a skill. You should just let us download any skill we think is good. And what it does is it does a skill called find skills. And find skills, anytime you ask a question like, how do I do X? It goes and queries all the available skills and it just will toss that crap right onto your computer and let it be executed. The best part is that those skills, they could be good. Because remember, skills, they're just a pointer to GitHub pretty much, which means that it could be a good actor until it's not a good actor. Somehow we're just racing, honestly, towards like the worst possible, least secure ecosystem. I genuinely don't understand this. Like, do you understand that just raw dogging text to an LLM that has full permissions on your system and potentially external systems is a bad plan? Like, is this a hard concept to understand? Well, it shouldn't be, but somehow it is, and somehow we are going full blast into it. Yes, crypto bros are also joining in on the fun. A lot of the skills are just a crypto nightmare trying to get into all of your businesses and take all of your Bitcoins. Get your fingers off my Bitcoin, boy. I don't even know what that means. Anywho, I can't tell if this is is this a public service announcement or is this a rant? I don't know, but it's just, I don't understand how such massive ignorance has taken hold of an entire ecosystem. Like, one of the parts that are kind of being sold with AIs is that it raises the floor. Yeah, I understand that people who can't program can produce websites. Is that a good thing? Is that a thing that actually is really what we need more of? Well, I can say that there are some good parts about it. My son getting super into game development, he's just vibing right now, but he's more and more being like, I want to learn more about Lua. I want to be able to program in Roblox. And so I can see the goodness of it all. I get that. But also, when the floor is so low and it's being raised at such a rapid rate, people don't even have the ability to associate the potential risks of what they're doing. And of course, at the risk of sounding like a boomer, read the skills. Open up Vim, navigate to the skill, and read it without some sort of HTML viewer, and just look at what you're executing on your system before you use it. I cannot believe I'm saying this in a YouTube video. The name is the Boomeragen. Nothing makes me feel more like a boomer than telling people to read. Oh my gosh. Hey, you're probably wondering, why am I in San Francisco? Well, I'm here for a big event and I'm going to stream the whole thing. It's going to be live on my channel for the next 5 days. So if you're watching this video, it's probably live right now.